I am an artist, and my girlfriend's not. Why did I just do that? Because anytime I ask somebody if they're an artist, I get the same response. Oh, I can't really draw anything besides stick figures, so no. But you don't really need to be a great drawer in order to be considered an artist. And a lot of graphic design artists will agree with that. Why? Because if you have a drawing tablet, you don't need to be able to draw. Some graphic design artists can't even draw. They will say, I can't really draw, but I'm a graphic design artist, which sounds crazy, right? They're making a career from graphic design, but they can't draw. The reason why is because of the tablet. When you have a drawing tablet, you can easily edit and change clip arts if you need to, which helps save time and sometimes even money. Remember whenever you try to find a photo online but it makes you pay just to have that photo as a background? Well, with a drawing tablet you could just make it yourself. Pretty simple too. Now, you may be thinking, well, that'd take a long time. I'd have to learn how to use it and everything. That's kind of true, but not fully. Say you're 19 years old like me. I've been practicing using a drawing tablet for about 17 years. Why? Well, because whenever I was little I had crayons and paper, right? Which is a lot like a drawing tablet, because you have a drawing area and a pen. There's not much different about them. Maybe you had a wall. I'll give you that. You may have had a wall instead of paper, but that's about it. There are some differences, and I'm going to tell you about them, just to give you a little more information. Whenever you're looking at drawing tablets, there's some things you should consider. One of the first things to consider is what kind of features you want on them. Why is that? Well, to give you an example, Chris Gutner is a man who usually does reviews on iPads, but he made an exception and did a review on drawing tablets. He did this because he's kind of curious, and he actually had viewers who were wondering about it too. He got the drawing tablet, and it wasn't anything fancy or new. It's a little older, but one of the functions on it, features, was it had 4 buttons. Edit, undo, zoom in, zoom out. Pretty simple, right? And that's one of the features on drawing tablets, but some drawing tablets have more. For example, my drawing tablet has programmable buttons, and I have about 8. With these programmable buttons, I can program them to do special commands that I like. So, say I like changing the color of my pen every now and again. I can press one of those buttons and it will automatically change the color of my pen to whatever color I have it programmed to do, which is pretty nice whenever you're working with them. Another cool feature is on-screen display. What is that? Well, how are you watching this video right now? On screen, right? Well, imagine the tablet a lot like that. With the on-screen display, you can visually see right off the bat. You don't have to keep looking back and forth in between computer and tablet, which is pretty nice whenever you're doing visuals or maybe trying to make a graph that shows fluctuation in stock prices and things like that. There's an example of how you could use them outside of graphic design, right? Pretty cool. One of the final features I want to talk about, and one of my personal favorites, is touch-sensitive pen. I have that on my drawing tablet, and with it, it's a lot like if you press a pencil really hard on a piece of paper. That paper might rip, but you might get a really dark line. With the drawing tablet and a touch-sensitive pen, the harder you press, you'll get a really thick dark line, which is kind of nice whenever you're trying to make harsh changes or simple changes to clip arts or even those graphs if you want to have a nice color behind them. Secondly, I want to talk about the interface you'll be using. What do I mean? Well, believe it or not, drawing tablets don't work on everything, especially phones. I tried it. It didn't work. Why? Because a phone isn't meant to be on a drawing tablet, just like some other things. For example, say you buy the new MacBook. It has USB-C, which isn't USB, which doesn't work. Why? Because with a tablet, you need USB to connect it to your computer. If you wanted to use it on that new MacBook, you would have to buy an adapter to connect the two, which is extra money out of your pocket, and no one likes that. Another thing that you need to look at is if you have an older computer, the software may not run properly, or it just may not work, which could require you to update your computer or buy a whole new computer if it's that serious, which is even more money out of your pocket, right? No one likes that. One of the final things I want to talk to you about is price, coincidentally, and size. And the reason why is because this is one of the things that I personally had to consider for a while. Whenever I first looked at tablets, I wanted to buy a 12 by 10 inch tablet. The biggest one I could, because bigger is better, right? The more the merrier. Which seemed true at the time, until I looked into it more and considered all the things I'm telling you guys about. This tablet that I was looking at was about $500, which probably didn't seem that bad whenever it was the biggest and best. But I considered all the things I'm telling you guys about, and then I considered the price and size. I thought, what would I be using this tablet for? And after a while, I realized maybe I didn't need the big tablet. Whenever you're looking, you need to make sure you consider what you'll be using it for, and if you really need that extra area. Now, what I haven't told you yet is what I got instead of that large tablet. I got the medium tablet, which saved $100. And you may be thinking, wow, that must be about half the size if it saves so much money, right? No. It went from being 12 inches by 10 inches to about 8 inches by 6 inches, which isn't that big of a change, right? Just 2 inches? It's not that big of a deal. And like I said, whenever you think about it, do you actually need that extra room? Probably not. And I've used my drawing tablet every day, so I know this from experience. I do work for a realtor, and I make maps and edit photos and make posters for him and flyers and presentations. Things that you may do at work too, right? Like if you're trying to present a new idea to the business, you may be doing things like this, which is where a drawing tablet would come in handy. But what I'm trying to get at is you don't need to buy the biggest and best like I thought I did. That's really all there is to drawing tablets whenever you're looking at them. There's not much to consider. Once you look at them, you realize they're not that complicated, and you can be an artist without having to draw. I mean, you probably still want to work on those stick figures, but who knows? Maybe you don't. I really hope this helped, and I hope you may be considering to buy one. I'm not trying to persuade you into buying one. I just wanted to show you that they can be really useful for anything you do. Think back to in high school, whenever you're making a presentation, and you wanted to add a clip art or edit an image to put into a presentation. But you couldn't, because using a mouse was too complicated, because you couldn't quite draw with a mouse, am I right? Well, everyone scribbles on their paper now and again, so this is how this helps. I love my drawing tablet, and I hope I've helped you guys decide. And I forgot to mention, the only thing that is limited on the tablet is you. Why do I say that? Because whenever you use a tablet, it'll draw anything you want it to. And with those programmable buttons, you can set it to do anything you want to. It's only limited by you. And if you really want to learn how to use one, it's not that bad. Thank you. Have a great day.